guys? Today we've got Michael Jordan's son getting arrested for something crazy. People wanting to buy fake sneakers right now are panicking, and we might be getting another FRGMNT Jordan 1. Welcome to the midweek re-up. Definitely some drama and absolute chaos in today's episode. A lot of craziness going down, but of course, let's start off with not a release recap because nothing really happened from Sunday to now, but some releases that are happening right around the corner. So I've got the Nike sneakers app pulled up over here, and we've got a couple big ones this week. First one, of course, is the Jordan 5 Black Metallic Reimagined that is dropping February the 8th. They've loaded up for you guys out in the US. However, here in the UK, they haven't loaded up just yet. However, we got the old band or bread Jordan 1, the 85s. They are loaded up. Obviously, they won't be for you guys out in the US because they're not having a Nike sneakers app release. Sure, you guys know that by now. It's only dropping at 23 different stores for you guys. And then February 15th, we've got the Black Toe Reimagined. That's loaded up for both you guys out in the US and here in the UK. This is turning out to be a little bit more of a bigger release than I expected. Nike went all out and got Travis Scott to kind of be the poster person for this pair of shoes. So he was wearing them, modeling them. It was some kind of like advertisement. Obviously, they did a full photo shoot. If Nike gets Travis Scott out for the promo for a pair of sneakers, you know that they are trying to do numbers. They're really trying to push promo. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if there was some people who were never planning on buying this pair of shoes, but now are like, hey, wait a minute, those look kind of cool. That is just quite literally the Travis effect. Either way, as you guys know, February 15th for those, if you want to see a review on them, it is on the channel. Now, one of the release that is happening, I think on the February the 6th is the big Air Max DN8, Nike's new futuristic Air Max model. Now, that's dropping in the super hot pink colorway, which some people are like, yeah, kind of, you know, not a big fan of that colorway. Well, if you're not a fan of these, you can pass, and March the 6th, we're going to be getting plenty of other ones, starting off with this earthy tone pair. Still not my favorite. We have seen plenty of other colorways that are really good. Another release right around the corner is the All-Star 2.0. Just a quick reminder, we have spoke about these plenty of times, but definitely one of the more hyped Kobe's that is dropping this year. And these are the official images. So I don't know if we've seen them or not just yet, but either way, here is your reminder. If you're after this pair of shoes, just know they are going to be hard to get, and they're dropping on the 13th. Already talking about summer releases, we've got the Nike Air Tech Challenge 2 Tart colorway. This is actually a really nice one. I love the combination of blue and orange, and then just the sail and white upper that this pair of shoes has. Obviously, I know that the pink colorway is a lot of people's favorite, so this blue one might be just a nice little color swap. I think it's a really cool one. I'm not the biggest fan of this sneaker model. Like, it's just something that I personally wouldn't find in my rotation style-wise, but I could definitely appreciate the model and really like this colorway, to be fair. Now, these are official images, so I'm assuming that they're dropping very, very soon. They probably will sell out considering the hype for the last one. Either way, no exact release date, just at some point in June. Price tag $150. Let me know what you think about these down in the comments. We just got first looks, or kind of official images, of Asia Wilson's first signature sneaker, the A1 signature sneaker. These are going to be dropping May. And I gotta be honest, they look pretty damn good. So apparently Nike and Asia spent 2 years developing this pair of shoes, so there's a lot of tech in here. And honestly, I think the WNBA and Nike like signature sneaker models have been pretty decent recently. Like the Sabrina 2s were pretty dope as well, and these look really good. Again, not entirely sure how they feel on foot or how good they are performance wise, but aesthetically, banger. In terms of a release date to try these things out, they're going to be dropping at some point in May. No specific release date, just at some point during that time. We got another colorway on the Jordan 4 RM. Again, we're stretching a little bit here, sneaker news. They put a picture of the reverse mochas on it, and yeah, I could kind of see it. Like, maybe colors are pretty similar. In fact, this mocha color does look, you know, it is pretty close, but I mean, completely different model, very, very different looking pair of shoes, but clean nevertheless. Like, we know Nike and Jordan brand have been slamming some really dope colorways on this sneaker. Like, they just did the pine green ones, basically the SB4s just on an RM model. That was a great one and a steal in my opinion if you wanted to pick those up. They're doing the bread versions. They've got a UNC colorway coming up, and this one is definitely up there as one of the better colorways. You've got leather around the toe box, which is nice. Kind of looks like it's going to be some off-white type color, maybe a little bit more sail. It looks like the suede is pretty decent. Jordan 4 RM, it's a solid model. I'm a big fan of these things. things. Either way, they're going to be dropping at some point this year. Again, these are official images, so I imagine like a spring summer type release over the next couple weeks. And of course, they retail at $150. Right, we just got some big updates for Jordan Brand's holiday lineup, a couple more additions, a little bit more specific. So let me run through some of the main ones that I'm excited about. First one up, we've got the Taxi 12s. These are going to be returning November the 8th. So we got release date, we've got everything kind of lined up except for official images. So the pair that you're looking at here is the 2013 version. So this is basically what they're supposed to look like, as true to this pair as possible. No big changes are expected as of right now, but yeah, obviously a big release. Then we got a release date for the highly anticipated Air Jordan 1 Low OG Chicago. These are going to be returning October the 18th. Now, obviously, I don't need to tell you guys how hyped up these are going to be, but Chicago colors on a pair of lows. And I think the last time we spoke about this one is the fact that they're supposed to be like an energy release, NRG, which basically means like it's super hyped up, potentially a collaborator on there as well. It's going to be limited, it's going to be hard to get, and I imagine there's a storyline that goes with the re-release of these as well. Not entirely sure, but we do have a like color code and everything. They may be a little bit more sale, so that might be one of the big changes with this pair. Instead of the solid white and red, they might be a little bit more sale. Aged, maybe, we don't know. The Air Jordan 3 Champagne and Oysters brings holiday elegance. These things are going to be dropping November the 22nd, and we do have a speculative mock-up of what these are going to look like. Champagne and Oysters, is that really the name that they're going with? That's a bit ridiculous. Either way, you can see it's like all over sale, iced out outsole, some gold accents, so maybe like a real luxury feel to these things. Maybe they update it with some super premium materials. We do not have those specifics, but yeah, this is the closest look that we're gonna have for the next couple months. Release date on these is November the 22nd as well. This one's pretty interesting. So we've got a pair of Air Jordan 4s. They're calling this one Cozy Girl. The idea behind this is that they're basically covering the upper with some kind of, I don't know, Sherpa type material, some kind of fluffy, soft material. This is a mock-up, but obviously because it's just like, you know, a texture put on a pair of shoes, it's very 2D, and I imagine the actual execution could be better. It could be worse though at the same time. Fair enough. Either way, this is an early November. I think November the 1st is what they're saying over here, but yeah, just at some point, I think these could be interesting at the very least. Then of course, we're getting the Air Jordan 8 Bugs Bunny colorway. These are returning also in November 2025, specifically on the 15th. Similar thing to the Taxi 12s. These are just supposed to be like an OG retro, nothing crazy changed, no big, you know, departures from the original. I'm assuming this is the last retro from what, like 2013 as well. I'm not entirely sure, it doesn't say, but yeah, this is definitely not the new 2025 one, just one of the older retros that you could take a look at and expect to see the new ones exactly like this. This one's actually a little bit disappointing because I was kind of excited for these. Like, I thought it could be pretty cool. On Sunday, we spoke about the Realtree Camo 3s that we're going to be dropping this year. Speculative mock-up by Z Sneakerheads, who is very rarely wrong in terms of like actual leaks. Unfortunately, we're not going to be getting these, so no Realtree Camo collaboration over here. It's going to look like this. Apparently, they're calling this one Family Affair, and it just looks like an olive green pair of Jordan 3s, which is a little bit disappointing. This is not a bad colorway by any stretch of the imagination, but it is just pretty much just an olive Jordan 3, like nothing too exciting, whereas a Realtree Camo version would definitely be something different, even though it would be a lot more polarizing. But yeah, this is the same one with like the color code, supposed to be, you know, a little bit more in line with like a camo print, but no, it's just, that's it. This is the exact same one that they were talking about. Full holiday 2025, a little bit disappointing, but here you go. Maybe you prefer these. Let me know down in the comments. Little update on the Black Cat 4s they're going to be dropping this year. So yes, if you didn't know, Black Cat 4s are re-releasing. So if you didn't like the 3s, or maybe you just prefer the 4s, they're going to be dropping on Black Friday. And one of the key, most important things is it's going to have Nike Air branding on the back, which is pretty different for like, you know, normally they put the Jumpman on a lot of these non-OG retros, but now they're throwing the Nike branding, so it's a little bit more of a rarity. I think that a lot of people are going to be hyped about that. A lot of people just prefer the Nike branding. Either way, release is November the 28th. Obviously, these things resell, or the last retro, which was from 2020, resells for about $1,000. So there's that. So yeah, a lot of people are going to be after these for retail. Either way, let me know if you're happy with the Nike Air branding, or hey, maybe you're one of the few that really just preferred the Jumpman. We got some more detailed looks and another colorway of one of my most anticipated sneakers for this year. This is the Pharrell Adidas Jellyfish sneaker. So you can see this guy's got them in hand, or this is Hypebeast, so obviously they do. We've got this second like gray, black, and white colorway, which is interesting. You know what? I really don't mind the orange. I actually may even prefer it. I just kind of like the orange accents. But again, obviously the black one would be more wearable. So either way, like they're both pretty solid. I just think it's a really different looking model. Obviously it does have that like super XLG type look to them, so a little bit more in line with the XLG runner that you know, Adidas released out in China. These are supposed to drop, I think, later down the line this year, maybe holiday, fall time at some point, which I feel like they should drop these things in the summer because they'd be a great summer sneaker. Pretty crazy story up next, but something that we have seen a lot of over the past few years. The headline reads, over $1 million of stolen Nike and New Balance sneakers recovered in Chicago. Interesting that there's also New Balance now. This was mainly afflicting Nike and Nike's supply chain specifically. Essentially, this was like an ongoing investigation that they were doing into one guy, and he had been subleasing I think a little warehouse that eventually they made all the connections, they raided it, and they found $1 million worth of early sneakers, a lot of them early. Here's an actual list of all of them. We've got the Amamenya Air Jordan 3 Retro Diffused Blue, this shot right here, which is a very interesting one because we have seen the resale value of this pair of shoes absolutely plummet. And I thought, okay, maybe Amamenya is just backdooring, but it turns out that it might just be due to, you know, these actually getting stolen. When you see like a lot of people getting early pairs in, and you see like these resellers with like stacks of Travis Scotts and stuff like that, it's not always backdooring. That's the most common thing, but it could also just be that they purchased a bunch of stolen sneakers from these people that are just absolutely going after Nike supply chain. You can see you've got some black toe reimagines down here as well, so obviously those were easy pickings. So many stores had them as well, so I imagine that's mostly backdooring, but obviously they managed to steal some as well. They got the Joe Fresh Goods New Balance 992 Aged Better. Isn't that like the new one that's like upcoming? Did these release? Yeah, they're supposed to be dropping this month, so they got a bunch of those as well that they stole. Travis Scott Jordan Jumpman Jack Dark Mocha. Man, these people really hit the jackpot with these, I assume, delivery trucks that they were stealing from. Travis Scott Nike Mac Attacks, Air Jordan 12 Phantoms, Air Jordan 1 High OG Black Toe Reimagined, and Air Jordan 3 Black Cements. Obviously, you can see that's like, they really got a lot of those. Now, obviously, all of these shoes have been seized by the police, and I always wonder, like, what happens next? Do they give them back to Nike, or do they have to hold on to them as evidence for like an extended period of time, and then maybe Nike can't release some of these shoes, like some of the early ones? There was a man arrested for this. He is this guy over here. This is his little, I guess his mugshot. His name is Eric Lojano Batista. He's 26 years old. He was taken into custody on Friday and charged with 1 felony count of theft. Interesting. I wonder what's going to happen to the Amamenya release, because that seems like a decent amount of pairs. So maybe like the stolen pairs combined with the backdoored pairs could make the actual release be like, damn, there's hardly anything left for a retail drop. Either way, pretty crazy stuff, but let's keep it moving. Well, I mean, to be honest, if we're still talking about crazy stuff like that, we might as well get into the next crazy story, which is Michael Jordan's son being arrested for, can I say this word? I mean, maybe you can read it. Maybe I might blur it out. What's another word for it? Sugar? Is that what people call it? What's a PG word for the stuff that you smell really fast? What can I call it? Let me look online. All right, we're gonna call it snow. I just googled it. Snow is the right thing that we should say. So yeah, he's been arrested for snow. Now, there is an actual like an arrest video that I don't know if it was leaked or if it was actually put out there by the police, but essentially he was driving his car, and we actually see this video where the police are like speaking to him because his car is like on the train tracks or something.
Michael Jordan, I'm Michael Jordan's son. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just trying to get home, and I made a wrong turn. Okay? We would just like to get our car off of the train track.
Okay, so you get the point. He's speaking very like, you know, kind of slurred. The police officers say in this video that they smell alcohol on him. So this led to his arrest, and I think that's when they found the snow possession that he had, and that's what led to him being taken away in cuffs. I wonder how many times he's used that line, "I'm Michael Jordan's son," to try and get out of a sticky situation, or, you know, like, has this happened before, something like this, but he got let off, so we never actually knew about it. Just sounds like, you know, that was like the first thing he immediately went to. Poor Michael Jordan, man. He must be pretty pissed off right now that this is the kind of attention his son is bringing to the family. So with Jordan Brand doing all of their band promo as of right now, you know, they're putting these little black things, these little black boxes over the shoes and on their website and stuff like that, I think we could safely say that Michael Jordan's son has also been banned. Right, so speaking of Jordans, this one's pretty interesting. So I don't know how much we can kind of dig in and look into this, but as Jordan Brand has been doing a lot more commercials about their Jordan 1 silhouette, obviously with the 85 highs coming out in a couple days, they also have this shot of the founder of FRGMNT with a pair of Jordan 1s on his head. Now, if you look at this pair of shoes, you can clearly see this is not the same collaboration that they dropped back in, I think it was 2014. There is a little bit of a difference to this one. It has like a shadow kind of top of this, you know, shoe. So could this be the next Jordan 1 FRGMNT collaboration where it's a little bit of a mixture? This page says yes. I am a little bit skeptical because these images are in black and white, and I'm like, is this someone who has colorized this and then just painted this heel blue and then removed the color here? So this is actually just the 2014 pair, because it does look very, very similar. We also know that we're getting a FRGMNT Jordan Union collaboration, which should be something like this, maybe like a shadow FRGMNT colorway, which would make a lot of sense. And this could be like some kind of sample, or maybe they altered it to kind of hide the stitching and maybe the Union label, so it's a little bit different. This image is from a poster. It could be an upcoming FRGMNT collaboration, or it could just be the one that they did in 2014, and he's just, you know, kind of, you know, he has it because that's what they did last. Either way, take this one with a grain of salt because it could be a fake image, but just wanted to show you guys because it could also be an upcoming FRGMNT collab. We know that they're doing a lot this year. They got the Travis Scott collab coming, the Union collaboration coming. Why not release a second version to your original Jordan 1s? Man, this is a real wholesome update to the story we were talking about before, where this man, he lost his entire 200 plus sneaker collection in a fire. His home burned down in Los Angeles. Incredibly sad. He was videoing all of the shoes. It was freaking heartbreaking to see. One of the most positive things is that Neck Face, they saw his burnt down shoes and they sent him a new pair. So he's got a fresh one to start up his sneaker collection again. I hope a lot of brands saw this and will reach out to him and start sending him little replacements to his sneaker collection, because that would really wrap this story up in a real wholesome way. He seems like a super nice guy, super positive. It did seem like he took it with, you know, as well as you could take something like that. They also sent him a very special pair. It's some kind of, I don't know, is it a friends and family version, but it's like a white colorway of the black ones that they dropped like a couple Halloweens ago. I think maybe 2023 was it? Either way, it's this pair over here, which looks interesting. It almost looks like he hand drew some stuff on there. Just wanted to update you guys on this story because I thought that was really nice to see, and a little bit more leaving this story on a positive note. I'm sure a lot of other brands will reach out to him. We just got our best looks yet at the upcoming, or I guess already released, Yeezy Slides, the new Yeezy Slides that are up on the $20 Yeezy website. So this is an interview that Ye was doing with Justin LeBoy. It's on YouTube, so it's called The Download. It's like 27 minutes, but I'm not going to actually play any of it because I just want to show you the shoes that they are wearing. These are the slides that are on the website. Ye's rocking the sail or the white pair, and then Justin LeBoy is rocking the black pair. So you can kind of see them in action. They're obviously not walking around or anything, but this is what they look like on foot. I thought it was pretty interesting. Like as he's, you know, moving and adjusting his feet, you could see how soft these things are. Like they do actually look like a very soft foam. I imagine they have a somewhat similar feeling to the Yeezy Pods, in the same where it's like very, very low profile, super thin outsole area, so you feel very close to the floor, except these are just kind of like a slip-on version. So when you're wearing them, it almost does look like you're just wearing a pair of socks, but just like a more structured, more minimalistic pair. Now, I ordered all 3 pairs, but it just confirms, like, seeing the white ones, I think they look really dope. You can see that they're not solid white like the website kind of makes them look. It does make them look like a lot more tannish. Right, this last one's pretty crazy. So about 4 hours ago, at least from this article, we just found out that USPS temporarily suspends some inbound packages from China and Hong Kong. Us being a sneaker channel, it will affect people who are ordering sneakers, specifically replicas, because that's obviously where, you know, most of them are produced, in China. Basically, if you've ever ordered reps, chances are they were shipped using China Post, but now USPS won't accept those packages anymore. So what that means is that sellers, the people in China sending all of these fake shoes, they'll have to use private couriers like DHL, FedEx, or UPS, which are way more expensive, and they also get checked a lot more often at customs. So without USPS, customs are way more likely to stop packages. So anybody ordering fake sneakers, they could get them like taxed or delayed or just like seized, literally seized. Now, obviously this doesn't just affect fakes, like it will affect some other places like Temu, Shein being 2 big ones, but they're a lot more likely now to see like price increases. And essentially this is all due to Donald Trump's new tariffs that he has implemented. And I think the main one being, which specifically kind of is related to all of the shipping problems, is this loophole that a lot of like Chinese manufacturers or places that sending products into the US used, called de minimis, which allows exporters to ship packages worth less than $800 into the US duty-free. And I think it says here that Temu and Shein are likely nearly half of all of the de minimis shipments originating from China. So they really take advantage of that. Either way, point is, like, ordering from any of these freaking replica sites out in China is definitely going to be, I think, well, as of right now, they've literally banned it, so it's literally postponed. So I think it's damn near impossible right now. Well, this is ridiculous. We got 6 hours ago, we got the story: USPS suspends packages from China as Trump also closes. Okay, whatever. 27 minutes ago, US Postal Service flip-flops on Hong Kong China packages, lifting ban. So yeah, I think basically the public outcry from this just got so out of hand. Everybody was crying about it. So I guess they caved and just turned things around. And so basically, we're all good. Panic is avoided. Although, who knows what could happen. Like, the fact still remains. It's just the USPS has changed their mind on it. 2025. But that wraps it up for this week, guys. Again, we do this every single Wednesday, every single Sunday, so subscribe to the channel. That way you can always stay in the loop and updated. And of course, if you want to catch another video, click that one right over there.